Kana yastin lening selam nacho exabe yambasken ares no.
Hello dear viewers, peace be with you. I'm Helen Taddese and this is Walta Television. Today I'm here with a special guest who is an artist, an author, and you're also a visual designer. He's here with us to discuss about his comic book and illustrated novel book, and we are going to talk about a lot more. Stay tuned. So Mr. Jerome, I'd like to say thank you for coming to our studio for this interview.
Thank you for having me.
Let's start with you introducing yourself to our viewers.
I'm Jerome Matiyas. I'm originally from Trinidad and Tobago, that's in the Caribbean. Very festive, most southern island of the Caribbean. I live in the United States of America, in Maryland. And I've been in Ethiopia for about 4 weeks now, just on vacation and visiting friends and the different historical sites. This is actually my second time in Ethiopia. I was here in 2019 Gregorian calendar, and I was privileged to be able to see the historical sites that I've been reading and researching about for years, and I was able to publish my first illustrated novel, Mekonnen, the Warrior of Light, Part 1. Did a lot of research about ancient and medieval Ethiopia and Eritrea, and it's a fantasy, historical fantasy, Christian story set in medieval times, Aksum, and it's kind of like the Lord of the Rings and Chronicles of Narnia and King Arthur type of stories, but with the Ethiopian culture and tradition and history in it, that's wrapped around it. Yeah. So yeah.
So you also create a puzzle game. Tell me about that.
Yes, I made some jigsaw puzzles using the artwork, some of the artwork from my book. This is just one version. I have 4 different artworks in total. Now this one is called Gion Village. This one represents the unity of Ethiopia, the different ethnic groups, the different languages, and this is Abai Falls, this is the source of the Nile, and just trying to show and demonstrate unity in Ethiopia. These days there's a lot of tensions and strifes between different groups, so I like to show peace and love and brotherly, togetherness,
So, Mr. Jerome, you went to Gondar for Tumgat, right?
Yes, I did.
As you know, Tumgat is one of the best Ethiopian holiday, and then it's registered in UNESCO in Untouchable Heritage. So, how was it? What do you feel to be there, to witness it?
Tumgat was awesome. It was beautiful. I was amazed with how grand and big the spectacle was. It was, they paraded in the streets of Piazza Gondor, where the statue of Nigos Theodros is, and you have like first you had like some young men like coming, and they were like they did some dancing and some marching and different things like that, and then there was there was like different waves and different groups coming in. There were priests, and then there were musicians coming in, and then they even had like platforms. There was a platform where it looked like it was like it's shaped like Noah's Ark, but then on top of it they had like a globe and a dome, and then it opens up and it's the Ark of the Covenant coming up, and then they had like a platform with the shape of Ethiopia, and there was like a little girl sitting in the middle of it, and I think she represented either Ethiopia or the Queen of Sheba or something, and they were like 2 boys on one side and 2 boys on the other side with angel wings I guess they represented the four main angels. So, you know, it was great. It kind of reminded me of, in my country, in Trinidad, we have Carnival. It's paraded like that. It's very colorful, but it's more, it's a little bit more wilder and more energetic, you know. But Timkat is more sacred and holy, you know. And yeah, it was amazing to see that. And it went on for 3 days, you know. And it's interesting that the first chapter in my book is actually called Timkat, actually. So I started my story in Timkat on purpose because I wanted to show the world and that in Africa there is, you know, there's festivals and there's ceremonies that's colorful and that's vibrant and that has a deep history. You know, so it's called Timkat.
So did you have a chance to throw a lemon on a girl you like? There's this thing going on Tonga, right?
I heard about that, but
Yeah.
I did not get a chance.
We should next time.
Yeah, classified.
Okay. So, Mr. Jerome, have you tasted Ethiopian food? What do you like more?
I love baked tibs, you know, the lamb tibs. I love Wat, you know. Yeah, and I love even the fasting food, you know, the shiro and the vegetable, the gomen, you know, delicacies in there.
So, what do you like more about Ethiopia?
I like a lot of things about Ethiopia. The vibe, you know, just the friendliness. People are very friendly. People are curious. They ask questions. They're helpful. Most people are helpful. You know. Only thing, it's kind of dusty. You know, it's kind of dusty in some of the main cities. Kind of affects sinuses sometimes, but. In Gondor, I traveled in. They traveled in Bajaj in Gondor a lot, you know, more than in Addis Ababa. So, you know, traveling those little three-wheel things was like interesting, you know.
So, what attracts you to write about Ethiopia? What's your inspiration?
Well, what inspired me was when I was growing up in Trinidad and Tobago. The Ethiopian culture is kind of part of the background of my culture also, because we always hear about Ethiopia in the reggae music, and there's the Rastafarian movement, and you know, and we even you know, wear the colors, you know, the green, yellow, and red, and you know, and even in the you know, growing up in church, you know, in the Bible you see Ethiopia mentioned many times in the Bible. And you know, and then there's the legends about the Queen of Sheba and King Solomon. You know, so I got intrigued with the history and the idea of Ethiopia and its connections with the old world, the ancient world, with the Bible. You know, and so when I was growing up, I always liked comic books, and I liked science fiction movies. I like fantasy movies, and you know, movies like Lord of the Rings and Ben-Hur and Chronicles of Narnia, you know, and you know, things like the King Arthur stories. You know, I always like those kind of stories, right? But so I wanted to make my own story, you know, because that's kind of similar, but I realized most of those stories that I liked, most of the heroes, they're usually of European descent or Asian descent. You know, they always show the magnificent castles and the brilliant gowns of ancient kings of Europe and things like that. You know, but then when they showed things about Africa, you know, and Ethiopia, you know, Africa in general, but you know, even specifically about Ethiopia, it'll be like the negative. You know, the famines, you know, the wars and the, you know, jungles. You know, you wouldn't see, you know, you would rarely see, you know, to make it look like Africans are civilized or you know, refined and have like, you know, a great like history, right? That's not the stereotype, right? So yeah, so when I started looking into the history of Ethiopia and Eritrea, you know, and seeing, you know, I was trying to find like, okay, where should my hero character come from? That's African and that's connected with the Bible, and that's connected with spirituality. And I realized, okay, well, Ethiopia is the perfect place that my hero Mekonnen should come from, right?
I bet you heard about Ethiopia was taking a law enforcement action in the past couple of weeks.
Yeah.
What is your thought about that? I mean, were you scared to come here when you heard about that, about the peace, the insecurity, the stability of the country? Were you concerned about that?
I was concerned because I bought my ticket like around October, and I kept looking at the news, and my family kept looking at the news and saying, "Oh, is it safe?" And so I knew it was happening in Tigray, but I was concerned, is it going to spread to the rest of Ethiopia? And I kept like messaging my Ethiopian friends in Addis, in Lalibela, and Gondor. I was asking them, "Hey, is it safe? Are you guys okay?" Every week I would ask them, and they would be like, "Yeah, it's okay. It's under control. It's up there, but we're taking precautions and everything." So yeah, I was concerned, and then I was a little sad and disappointed because I'm like, because I was in Tigray, in 2019 to visit Aksum, because the book begins there, the story begins in Aksum. This is not a political book, by the way. It's not taking any sides. It's just it just happens to begin there, and so to see the obelisks and where the kings and the queens and the royalty was, and where the Ark of the Covenant is supposed to be there, or a replica of it is supposed to be there, and so I was kind of sad to see the division again, of Ethiopia, because of this kind of political strife, and again, like I point out in my book, a lot of this disagreements is not really from us, it's from flesh, it's from spiritual realms, it's spiritually the demons that are influencing people to want to fight, to want to be divided, even though you're the same people, yes, have a different language, you have the same food, same culture, just the language might be different, the dance is a little different, but but when I look at your faces, it's like you all have the same face. I have the same face as you. and yeah, exactly. And I'm mixed with different African and different European, and this is what I look like. And other people in my family look like Ethiopians, So we're all like related, And even as we know the history, how I see the architecture and the designs. It flows down from Aksum to Lalibela to Gondor. You see all the artwork looks the same. All the designs, the shapes of the obelisks and the windows. It's like it's very similar. They all trickle down. So it's just as time goes by, languages change a bit. Maybe some dances change a bit. You have Tigrayan Iskitska, you have Amharic Iskitska, you have Guragi, you have Oromo, to me it's all beautiful. The diversity is the greatest thing about it, But it's the devil, which I address in my book, that wants to bring the separation, and God and the angels wants to bring unity, So this is what I kind of demonstrate, in Mekonnen.
Dear viewers, I hope you are enjoying our stay with Mr. Jerome like I'm doing. Stay with us until the end of our program. Ethiopia has a variety of tourist destinations, but foreigners and other people, they don't see us that way, and we are not even benefiting from it. So what do you think we have to do to promote ourselves, to promote our destination to others? What do you think Ethiopia should focus on? Ethiopia should focus on, continue with the development that I see that's happening around the country. I see in Addis Ababa there's a lot of construction going on. There needs to be improvement in the energy, electricity, consistent water. I see some development, but there's room for improvement. But I think you're getting there. Okay, let's talk about the Great Renaissance Dam right now. Okay. As you know, Ethiopia is constructing a huge dam on the river Abai. Would you mind telling us the significance that it had for Ethiopia and the downstream countries?
Yes, I can definitely see how the dam can improve the lives of Ethiopians and the rest of Africa. Because even when the first time I came to Ethiopia in 2019, I noticed electricity went out almost every day for a few hours. And what I learned is that they had to uh, turn off electricity from one area for a while and then turn on in another area, so I realized that with the dam, it will definitely improve power and electricity to run through the whole country, and also to share actually the power and the flow going down through Sudan and Egypt. I don't see any reason why there can be like an agreement or an understanding to see that that Ethiopia needs the dam and it will benefit the lives of everyone, not just Ethiopians, but the rest of Africa. That's where the Nile flows all the way up, to through to Egypt into the Mediterranean. So yeah.
So can you tell to the viewers how they can get your book?
You can get a copy of Mekonnen, the Warrior of Light on Amazon.com. If you can, I know there's might be an issue getting it online in Ethiopia. I am making arrangements to get copies in Ethiopian bookstores. I was actually at Book World headquarters yesterday speaking with an administrator about that, and we were making some plans for me to cut, which just came out about a month ago as an ebook. This is a comic book. It's called Mekonnen Epic Mescaline. Mescaline means the affairs of the angels. I found it in a Gears English dictionary, Yeah, and yeah, so you can get this also on Amazon.com. Right now it's an ebook only, but I am making arrangements so that it can be printed as as real like hard copy comic books. Another one of my websites, mekonnen.square.site or something like that. If you go to my website, mekonnenepic.com, you can actually find a link that goes to my other websites.
Well, Mr. Jerome, I really enjoyed our discussion, but now I'm winding up my questions. So if you have anything or any message to convey, Walta TV is very pleased to entertain it.
What I can say is, I'm so glad and happy to be in Ethiopia again, and I hope to be back. And I wish all Ethiopians well, and I wish peace and safety, and unity, let's keep it together and remember that we're all one blood, even though we may look a little different or sound different, but we're all one. And also, I like to encourage people to appreciate the arts, paintings, music, theater. Sometimes we take those things for Ethiopia and all parts of Africa and the world in general. Yeah.
So our viewers, I hope you enjoyed my stay with Mr. Jerome Matiyas. We really have a good time. Until I see you with another program with another guest, I'm Helen Taddese and this is Walta TV. Good day.